Welcome into Conhusker Connection. I'm Brandon Shanahan here, joined by Brooke Byrne and Tyler Sprinkle's microphone. What a great night to be here, fellas. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, Tyler, it's good to see you. You're
Yep.
looking good as always.
Absolutely. It seems like he's really slimming up
Stunning.
with the fall coming up. He's looking real good. Oh, there he is. No, welcome back, fella.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to my podcast. Thank you so much for joining. These fucking buffoons are here too. Let's get it.
Well, it's officially Illinois Hate Week. Friday night game. Lots to get into here. But Brooke, we missed you on Monday. Last week or earlier this week, we talked a lot about that Michigan game and how it played out. For better or for worse, do you have any positive thoughts to take away from that game? Or was it all just as big of a disaster as we thought it was?
I think the only positive you can take away, there's two positives. The first one is Joshua Fleeks, that long touchdown run. He looked pretty nimble getting through the hole there, which is crazy because Matt Rule less than 2 months ago sent him home for being overweight for fall camp. And position change and immediately does something great like that. So good for him.
Kept the shutout streak alive, baby.
I mean, that's huge.
And then throughout the week, I like the response, at least in the media, with the players that they have, where Phelan Sanford, who's going to be our starting safety this week, said, we're going to find out who's one of us and who's not this week. And they seem pissed off, so let's hope we get some good results.
What does that mean, Brooke, to you? What does that mean?
What does what mean?
What is finding out who's one of us and who's not? What does that mean to you?
I think to me it means who is all the way in on the buy-in of this rule era, because obviously a lot of these kids have been dealt a bad situation where they've played for some coaches with extracurricular distractions and this, that, or the other thing. And a lot of them, it's probably a mental thing where they hear all these people in Lincoln and Nebraska as a whole telling them that they suck. And I feel like for the first time in about 10 years, this is a game where you have a chance to really flip the narrative and come out and play some good football. So let's hope it's not just talk, because we've heard this song and dance before, but I would really like to see them come out on top this Friday.
I think it means, do I need to go, or do I have some bags in this locker room, or do I have to go and buy some more designer bags to bring into this culture here?
Oh my God.
That too.
You're making it personal again, dude. You're making it personal.
I mean, he's not honestly wrong, though, is the thing. I hate the Deion reference, but
honestly though, Brandon, what does that mean to you?
Well, I think, joking about the Deion metaphors, I think it does mean like, hey, do I have what I need in this locker room? Do I have players that are going to show up every day, get tough, get mean, not accept, the kind of failures that we had on Saturday, maybe in a way that the previous regime and some of the previous players in that culture would have. We're trying to build a new culture here, not just trying to, we didn't hire Matt Rule for X's and O's. We hired him to rebuild this culture. And that means, eating some shit when you have a bad week like they did against Michigan. And if these guys aren't here to cut it, then get out of here. We'll find some other baggage to fill the shelves with.
Yeah, I agree with both of what you guys just said. I just hope that they mean it this time instead of just saying like the buzzwords like, we're here, we're gonna do whatever. I hope they fucking just finally do it, because I'm sick and tired of seeing this BS on the field. I'm so optimistic about Coach Rule and Jeff Sims, and I always will be. Fuck you, Brandon. I can't stand Henrik Haarberg, another start. I'm going to lose my damn mind.
Oh, yeah, and Mr. One touchdown, 4 interceptions is going to come in here and save
the day. Yeah, Mr. BS.
Mr. fucking can't field the snap.
Listen, I'll defend Tyler here while he's having a mental breakdown. Heinrich Haarberg is 6'7", and he got 5 balls bat down at the line against Michigan. So
throwing it into the offensive linemen's fucking heads. What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's better than ripping off the stick.
Yeah, better than interceptions. Piss off. At least Jeff Sims gave us a chance to win that goddamn game. You know what Heinrich Haarberg did is give us nothing but fucking white-headed Nazis coming into the stadium. That's all he did.
I'll tell you what, if you just swap out Jeff Sims for Henrik Haarberg on those 2 drives, Nebraska beats Minnesota 21-7.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
That's a stretch.
Nobody can run
So-
the touchdown play.
I got it.
Nobody can run the touchdown play like Jeff Sims can.
Are we
And I
talking about
believe
like
that wholeheartedly.
the 50-yarder in like garbage time against Colorado, or like the 70-yard run that we saw Henrik Haarberg just a couple weeks ago? Which one are we talking about?
Did we see any 70-yard runs against Michigan, a real team? Oh, I don't think so. I don't think I see a 70-yard run. Nope. I don't see a 70-yard run.
This is the unhinged Tyler I love. I will say you guys were both at the game, so you probably didn't get to see this too much, but there were a couple times after Nebraska would come off the field to punt, Matt Rule was getting in Haarberg's ass about something.
He's fucking butt. He's butt cheeks. Yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over, but he also doesn't do anything with the damn ball when he has it.
Yeah.
So I mean, full stop. You hit the nail right on the head. He doesn't turn the ball over. That's it. That's all we need.
You're such
we have
shocker
that. Listen, you're both a little right and a little wrong. We need to not turn the ball over, but we also need to put that motherfucker in the end zone at some point.
Yeah. Well, and if Jeff Sims has shown any bit of good this year, I'd be right with you.
He had the touchdown play. What else do you need to see?
He had that's
he
the
had 2
touchdown
touchdown
Tyler.
plays.
He had 2 touchdown plays in 2 games.
Dude,
games.
If we just run that all the time, he would be the best quarterback in the league. But we don't always run the touchdown play because you got to give him something else to think about. If you were an X's and O's guys like me and maybe Brooke, then you would realize that Haarberg, excuse me, because he's ass. But Jeff Sims is just playing the long game.
Listen, I will say the old adage goes: if you have 2 quarterbacks, you have no quarterback.
Exactly.
I think we're way closer to having 0 quarterbacks than we are to having 2 quarterbacks.
And man, I wish we would just pick one and stick with it and say good, bad, or indifferent.
Well,
unless one of them is hurt, this is going to be our guy.
I'm really, really fucking sick of hearing that Jeff Sims isn't 100%.
Me too, dude.
So
that
fucking sick of that shit
to no end, because it feels like they're playing a mind game here. Where, what does that mean? He's practiced the last 2 or 3 weeks, but he's not 100%. What does that mean?
He's also like healthy enough to suit up and to go in when Henrik Haarberg.
How many, Brandon, real question. How many times does Nazi Haarberg have to go in and score 7 points the whole game for you to be like, oh, maybe this isn't the right call for Nebraska because we can't win with this guy? How many times?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked. And sure. Here's the thing. And I feel like I get this like Henrik Haarberg propaganda pushing
Nazi Haarberg, yeah,
title.
sure.
Yeah. All right. Heisman Haarberg, more like it.
Yeah.
But and I don't think that Henrik Haarberg's been great by any stretch of the imagination. I just think, and even going into this game, going into Michigan, I said the best chance for Nebraska to win is Jeff Sims.
But here you are pushing the damn narrative.
But we don't play Michigan anymore. We're playing Illinois.
They are better than Nebraska. They are better than Nebraska.
But are they meaner than Nebraska? Are they more dialed in for this game? Also, Illinois stinks. I don't know what you're talking about. They got right off the
They are a better all-around team minus the quarterback than Nebraska is. And I'm a Nebraska fan.
And if that's true, they're a better team than us, even if we have Jeff Sims.
If
that's true. I don't think it's true. I think Nebraska's a better team. I think they're going to kick the shit out of Illinois. But whoever quarterback is,
if Haarberg's in there or not, we're going to lose by 35
Chuba
points.
Purdy, throw in whoever. Throw in Trev Alberts back in the game. And we'll kick the shit out of Illinois.
I feel like this week with Illinois, quarterback is still an issue, but I don't think it's the biggest one. I think the biggest one, and it kind of got, I don't know the right word, exemplified against Michigan. Our offensive line is just atrocious. And Illinois has a really good defensive line. So if we're going to do anything on offense, it starts with them. I don't care who the quarterback is. If they don't have time, Illinois could live in our backfield Friday night.
And they have a great defensive line. And you know what helps with that pressure is getting quick hitters. You know who cannot hit quick hitters that I've seen for 3 weeks in a row? Henrik Haarberg, the guy that does not know how to throw in time and does not know how to hit a guy on stride. That Henrik Haarberg. Do you remember that Henrik Haarberg, Brandon?
All right. Well, here's the thing. So do you think that he played bad against Michigan?
He didn't play well. That's for damn
But
sure.
did he play bad? Was he a bad quarterback?
He had 1 turnover. What was he stat line wise? I think he completed like 12 passes.
I think he was like under 60%. So
under 60%, 194 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 interception.
So that, in my mind, leads me to believe that he was like a 76% QBR. Not good. Definitely not good.
Even with that said, still a much better game than Jeff Sims had in either of his 2 outings. And Michigan's by far a better team than Colorado and better than Michigan.
Sure.
Did
we have a chance coming out when he threw a fucking pick on the second play of the game? Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe it was a third play of the game.
No, it was the second play.
I will say in Jeff Sims' 2 starts against Minnesota and Colorado,
he did not have a turnover in the second play of the game.
Those games. I mean, Minnesota literally until the end. In Colorado, it was 13-7 with 6 minutes left in the third. I mean, the Michigan game, like we said, there were bigger factors than just Haarberg, to Brandon's defense, but we were out of that from literally 10 minutes into the first quarter. So
right. And I don't want to pile on Haarberg here, but I feel like I have to.
You're having so much fun doing it. I don't believe
to knock Brandon out of his dumb stupor that he's in, that thinks Haarberg is the quarterback of the future for the Nebraska Huskers. I don't understand.
Well, I'm not going that far. You see, here's the problem: is that you put me into this corner where I have to.
Oh, I'm paying you in a box.
Haarberg. Yeah, because I don't think he's good. I don't think he's the quarterback of the future. I think obviously that's a huge issue that we have to address moving forward. But do I think? Because Brooke mentioned the Colorado game, it was 7-6 or 7-3, late in the second quarter, and then what happened?
Yeah,
and then Jeff Sims fucking blew it
up. Yeah, I mean, I would absolutely love to see Haarberg in that game against Colorado because he would have been sacked 42 fucking times
for 10 minutes. Yeah,
it just doesn't. I don't understand it, and I'm sick of the shit that you've been pushing about him.
I just don't see it. I haven't seen anything from Jeff Sims minus that touchdown play. Now, granted, if we could do that every time, fine. Give me Jeff Sims.
All right.
Oh, yeah, the 2 touchdown plays. 60 minutes of football. He's got 2 touchdown plays.
We are a Nebraska football podcast. Now, say it with me. His name is Henrik Haarberg. And we have
Haarberg, yeah.
We have
Nazi Haarberg.
We have Nick Henrich, that is a linebacker.
Henrich, sure.
Okay, wait. Okay, wait. Actually, okay, wait. So circle back.
Actually, no.
Aside, how do you say his name?
I've heard Henrik Haarberg.
Have I been saying it right?
Matt Rule say
Henrik.
Heinrich.
No way. It's either Heinrich or Henrik. It is not Heinrich. It's Nick
I don't
Henrich.
give a shit. It's a Nazi ass name. His
just
name
say
is
Haarberg.
Haarberg.
We'll just say Haarberg.
Get his ass on the sideline like a Haarberger. Come on, son.
What I did was I changed the auto text to my phone to, as soon as I type in HAAR, it types in Heisman Haarberg, so I don't even have to.
Yeah, we heard that.
Yeah, it's a good bit. I'm very happy with it because I'm backing our guy. That's all it is that he's going to be our quarterback against Illinois, as he should be, and I'm going to back him. I hope he does well. I'm sorry that you want Nebraska to fall apart with that your guy back there.
Hey, your racist bias is showing, and thank you for letting the world know.
Bias against the quarterback has 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions, and 2 fumbles. That's my bias.
He has more than 1 touchdown, but thank you.
Okay. I'm talking. He's a quarterback. I'm talking about throwing the football here.
Oh,
I smell a friendly wager in here. So
all Heinrich does is run the fucking ball. So why are we talking about passing here?
Sure. Yeah, I'll tell you what. If I'm absolutely okay and very excited if Jeff Sim comes out, he's quarterback 1, and then he doesn't throw the football. I think that's a good compromise.
No. No.
Maybe even have Heinrich Haarberg
Harburg.
out there. Maybe he even receives the
Haarberg.
snap, so Jeff Sims doesn't have to worry about that, and then he hands it off to Jeff, and then he can go, be the quarterback from there.
All you do is live in the past. That's incredibly crazy to me. All you do is just talk about shit that already happened.
You're talking about a quarterback who hasn't played in a month. I'm talking about Friday.
A quarterback that has incredible tape on film
in the past
compared to a
now
guy.
He's talking about the past.
Oh my fucking god!
Yeah,
hey, you got me. Hey, hand up.
Then
you got
great.
Me there.
Heinrich,
hand up, you got
Haarberg
me there.
Can ride the bench,
but this guy doesn't do anything but run the fucking ball. He can't throw it. You can't run against a good team. We saw that last week. We scored 1 touchdown on a fucking wide receiver. Yeah, he's a running back now, but a wide receiver running play. I can't even fathom the fact that you are still riding his cock so hard right now. I don't understand it.
Because you're making me, you're moving me into this corner. We have Jeff.
I'm gonna
Sims
paint you in that
QB2.
fucking corner till there's no paint to paint. All right.
That's aggressive here.
I'm done.
And hey, here's the thing: if you want to reevaluate things at the bye, fine, great, figure it out.
Done.
Then hit the reset button.
I feel like
things going, but short week, it's got to be Heinrich. It's got to be that he's going to give you the best.
I don't care who is the quarterback Friday night, but we have to win. That is the bigger storyline. I know Iowa lost their starting quarterback for the year, and that game is looking more 50-50 now. But this 4-game stretch, if we're going to go to a bowl game, is huge. And I feel like, much like the Minnesota game, we're going to be looking back at this Illinois game here in a month and a half, being like, man, if we could have won that one, we just need to win this one. I feel like we really need it.
And I feel like just out of and as you brought up Matt Rule's comments, and I also saw some from one of the offensive linemen, Scott, I think his name was Ben Scott. He was mean up there. He looked real mean. And
yeah, they always say shit though. They don't.
It's different. It's different
to actually do it. I know,
different.
And I'm very hopeful. I feel very cynical right now, and I apologize because I love Nebraska, and I know that they're gonna. Well, I don't know anything, but I want them to win so bad. But I'm so fucking sick of Brandon pushing this bullshit, and he's and it's made me cynical. It's made me so cynical that I want everybody just to fucking crash and burn, just like Illinois Stadium. I am out with the fucking plan to just burn everything to the goddamn ground.
We can Nebraska lose with Heinrich Haarberg.
Walgreens if we have to. We're playing.
Clip that.
Outstanding stuff.
Oh. But I'm done. I'm done. I'm not a hater. Piss off, Brandon. You made me this way. You see these scars? But I'm done. I'm here to ride the boat to beat Illinois. I got knocked off for a little bit. I had to swim. I had to maybe pull Brandon in a little bit and fight with me for a little bit. But I'm back, and I apologize. But I had to get that off my chest because I could not listen to Brandon talk about Haarberg anymore. But I'm done.
I'm just rooting for whoever's our quarterback.
Fuck
and that's
you.
the difference here.
God. And now I'm back. We're both back in the water, and I'm ready to fight again. What are you doing?
If Jeff Sims goes out there and throws for 300 yards, I'll get his name.
I feel like if anyone comes out and throws out for 300 yards, whoever it is, one of you is going to be in for just a whooping from the other one.
I just want Nebraska to be good, and I hope he proves me wrong. He hasn't shown anything but I hope he proves me wrong. I just want Nebraska to win games and look good doing it. I don't want them to look like a fucking high school team trying to beat a college football team. I don't want that anymore. I think we deserve better.
We do deserve better. And I hope Jeffson proves me wrong. Because he is the highest ceiling. He's the brightest timeline here for Nebraska. That's without question. If he's humming, he blows Heinrich Haarberg out of the. Have I really been saying his name wrong this entire season?
I don't know. People. You both have been going back and forth saying some different shit every time.
Nazi Haarberg.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. If he wins Friday, I will figure out how to say his name, and I will not.
We got to get a pronunciation.
Misread it. But I with the different tone of this team, I don't. There's not a
Well,
doubt in my mind that.
Zinachino.
Well, okay. So it's obvious that Brandon and I are both on either side of the tracks. Brooke, tell us how you feel, buddy.
I am definitely, I would say it's 65-35 Sims for me. And I don't know how to put it into words necessarily. Haarberg definitely got the better end of the stick getting a start against LA Tech in Northern Illinois. So everybody is, riding his cock a little bit, for a lack of a better term. But if he does start against Illinois, this will be, I kind of hope it's him, just so we can get a measuring stick on how good he really is. Can he beat a decent team? Because Illinois is a decent team. We're on the road Friday night. The narrative around that is we're going to have to create our own energy. Can we get over the hump, get back to 500 in a game, in my mind, in a lot of people's mind, that we really should win. So if it is Haarberg, this is the approve it week.
You're right, because he's not gonna. Yeah, because he's not gonna have to play. According to who? The liberal media? Is the liberal media telling you that, Tyler?
Here we fucking go. Jesus Christ.
All right, we're going down a bad path.
I'm ready to fight. I'm fighting today. I'm ready to fight.
But yeah, this is the caliber of team that
3.5.
We're going to be playing.
3.5 were Illinois favored by 3.5.
Pfizer.com tell you that? Did you get a newsletter from?
Christ, dude. What are we from? Fucking Nebraska? Jesus.
But this is the caliber of team that Nebraska is going to be playing here in the next few weeks. Granted, we're not going to play any Michigans down the road here anytime soon. Granted, we're not going to play any La Techs or Northern Illinois here anytime soon. Even Northwestern's looking better than, initially projected. But, can you win these games? Can you win these dumb little games that 10 years ago would have been an afterthought? And
Yes.
I don't feel great about either quarterback coming in here, but I think you're right. This is the opportunity to throw Haarberg out there. And if it doesn't work, reevaluate at the bye and kind of hit the reset button on this offense, figure out what's working. I think that there's still a winning formula for Jeff, like the fact that Haarberg averaged 20 carries per game in those 2 non-conference games, and Jeff didn't come close to that in his first 2 games combined, is ridiculous to me. And I think if we do get Jeff back, that's the formula is, yes, get him to run, open up the pass, figure it out from there, get comfortable. And then bada bing, bada boom, we're in Indianapolis in no time.
Yeah, and I do agree with you there. Like, if he's truly not 100%, you don't just throw him out there, which is very contradictory of what I just have been talking about for
the last 20 minutes. Have been saying
24 minutes, yeah. But I truly believe that he is our only chance at winning against these teams, because it's not Northern Illinois, it's not Louisiana Tech. They're not just going to give you that running lane without pitching the ball. It's going to be a lot harder. And we saw it last week. Like, I think they tried it 3 times. I might have missed some because we left in at the beginning of the 4th quarter. So maybe I missed some. But they're not just going to give you that lane like Northern Illinois and Louisiana Tech did. They're not. They're not going to let you run for 75 yards because they're D1 Big Ten programs. They're going to be better. They are better. You got to find other ways than just trying to run that option play and holding it and running 75 yards.
Listen,
and that's all we've seen from Haarberg.
If we're a 6-6 team, if we're chalking our season up to we're going to beat the bad teams, we're going to lose to the good ones, like Wisconsin and Maryland, we're just admitting we're taking poundings there. That's fine. But if we have any chance to beat those guys, in my mind, the guy has to be Jeff Sims.
Yeah.
I don't tangibly know what in my mind makes me feel that way. I think he's a better athlete. He's a better decision maker. And like Tyler said,
Oh, fuck you,
Decision
Brandon.
making.
Fuck you, Brandon.
You could say 8 different things that a Jeff Sim does, but a decision maker is where I get the
That
Two.
felt a little wild. Hand up, maybe not decision maker.
Like, I mean,
But-
better
You're
arm,
making
better
a joke
legs,
off a
better.
fucking bridge.
But what with you saw him at Georgia Tech, he hung in there against Clemson with a Georgia Tech roster that's not very good.
Yeah.
He played up to some really good teams. He also played down at times. He probably lost some games that he shouldn't have at Georgia Tech. But the top end talent is there. It's in him. It's just, can we get that out of him at any point? And maybe we can't. Maybe we have to roll with Haarberg and try to just inch our way to 6-6. So,
Yeah, I think 80% of Jeff Sims' potential. This is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. We have a shot at Indianapolis. This division is so bad. Iowa just lost their starting quarterback. Wisconsin's looking shaky at best, and then now you're looking at Purdue being the favorite in this division. If Jeff Sims can play up to Jeff Sims' potential, then there's not a doubt in my mind. And we talked about this preseason. Like he should be the best quarterback in the division.
Yeah.
But here we are.
He had 3 interceptions last year. He has 4 this year. This is out of character for him.
Mm-hmm.
If he can clean that up, he's going to be the best shot that we have for winning.
Then we're all on the same page here.
And it's like I said earlier, or a couple weeks ago. This is a very fixable thing. Like, it's not like he's overthrowing or underthrowing. He's not accurate. Interceptions are a very fixable issue. They just have to get him in the lab and working on it. That's what it is. So the fact that you keep like harping on turnovers is crazy to me.
I mean, because that's the biggest thing. And now, granted, we're much deeper into the season. If he's more comfortable in this offense now, it's a totally different ballgame.
And he still has a 99.4 QBR with Nebraska. 99.4. That's pretty solid.
Be better than Haarberg.
It's not great, but it's pretty fucking solid compared to people.
Actually, Haarberg might be higher just because of
he doesn't fucking throw the ball.
Well, he played Northern Illinois and La Tech, so his is probably.
We're not as far off on this topic as you make it out to be.
We're talking it out. We're talking it out.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like we're pretty far apart.
It feels like we're looking at different things. You're looking at the potential. I'm looking at the turnovers, and we're both very adamant about those things.
And that's not how you play football. It's not how you win football games. Like,
yeah, you can't turn the ball over and win football games like that. I think you're absolutely right.
That's not how you play football.
Wait,
that's not how you play football.
What if out there? You get sure. Fucking Harry Potter back there. Maybe he can work some magic. Maybe
there you go. You got it. There you go.
I love it.
But like I said, I think Nebraska's going to kick the shit out of Illinois this week. So I don't think we're going to have to worry about it. I think we'll get to see both quarterbacks pretty comfortably here. Our
defense is not as good as we thought either.
It is better. He has a 124 QBR.
But it could honestly.
But he had 141.1 against NIU, and he had 119.3 against LA Tech. So
he was better against the worst teams than Jeff Sims played, and then also, played a team that Jeff Sims didn't have to go up against.
Yeah.
Well, he played one. What was his QBR against Michigan?
4.
It was, let's see, 114.9, 14 for 25, 199 yards. I'm assuming a lot of that came when they were up by 35, 42.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a tough thing.
Either way, we're not in a good place.
No, we're in a horrible spot. Just because we don't have a quarterback that we can point to and say, this is our guy going forward.
Yeah, when we're arguing about a 2-3 team, trying to figure out their quarterback situation, that's tough for sure. But
to focus on the bright spots, like as Brooke mentioned, Joshua Fleeks looked awesome in that carry. And now, granted, it's probably against Michigan's JV team.
Garbage time, yeah.
Garbage time, yeah. But
I mean, he's also been playing the position for a week. So
yeah. So I and it sounds like he's going to get some more touches, and especially with how thin that running back room has become lately, and Anthony Grant with another fumble on Saturday. You know, the more talent that you
Hey,
can
they
get back
recovered
there,
it though. It doesn't count.
they
It doesn't
did
count.
well. Oh, okay. Well, it
Doesn't
doesn't not
count.
count. It doesn't not.
It doesn't count. It doesn't count. We recovered. It doesn't count.
What?
listen,
Quit trying to
the
tear
big
down young black men, you fucker. Yeah,
Dion would not approve.
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at right now with Brandon. Quit trying to tear down young black men.
Yeah,
I'm sick of it.
yeah, good old boy from Nebraska, you son of a gun.
Yeah.
I think the biggest issue or the takeaway from Michigan losing Deshaun Singleton is going to hurt a lot. He was, in my opinion, our best defender all around, cleaning everything up from his safety spot. Now you go from a guy that's like 6'4", 220 to Phelan Sanford, who still a solid player, but
He's
is
talking that shit right now too.
he's 5'9", 180. The
Yeah.
athleticism drop off is gonna suck.
Yeah. But on the bright side, on the Jalen Fleeks thing,
Joshua Fleeks.
Joshua Fleeks, I apologize. Yeah, it was one carry, but the bright side is it seems like we can kind of mold these guys to what we want. And that's what I'm banking on. We have somebody back there that we can mold into what we want them to be. And again, that's just what I'm banking on. Like I just always have such a positive mindset with this shit because if you're like Brandon and so doom and gloom all the time, with especially African American players, it's tough to be where he's at for sure.
And I am very happy with Joshua Fleeks. I'll just skip past that last part that the horrible accusations that you're throwing at me. Gosh, in the last couple of weeks, I've been accused of colluding. I've been accused of this. Now this is nonsense. But I think Joshua Fleeks is a great story for what Matt Rule is trying to develop. We've seen a couple of players early in Matt Rule's tenure that maybe weren't up to the standard or weren't being a good teammate, not doing what they needed to do in and out of the field, and then they've flamed out and they are off the team doing whatever they need to be doing. And then Joshua Fleeks, he kind of fit in that same barrel at first. He didn't come into camp prepared and ready and at weight, had to get sent home, but it seems like he's worked his way back. Now, obviously the position change also probably helps with where you're at weight wise, but when it was one carry, I don't want to, get too up in my britches about it, but that was a great run. And he looked awesome.
He found the hole, which that's the big thing with running backs is being able to find the hole. And he found it and he hit it. He hit that hole like a son of a gun and he took off. And he is very fast. There was no question about that. Again, it was in garbage time, so it didn't mean a whole lot. But the fact that he found the hole, he was able to accelerate through that hole and score a touchdown is really good. It's a really good sign.
And actually, I'll walk this back a little bit. I think that run meant quite a bit. I mean, avoiding a shutout.
Well, it did.
I think,
but it was in garbage time, is what I meant.
I guess you can't take too much from it as far as this is. Well, he's going to be this type of player all the time. But I mean, just think about how worse that game would have felt if it had been a shutout. If it had been without that 74-yard run.
Yeah. But I mean, he hit a home run on that one play, and sometimes you call in a pinch hitter and they hit a home run. Sometimes they strike out and he hit a home run there.
Maybe that's what you need to jumpstart the season here.
To jump backwards a little bit, I do love there are signs of progression so far with Rule. In my opinion, just because the defense we're rotating in guys that were not even a thought of getting on the field in the Frost era, like Javen Wright, Singleton, Van Poppel. There are some guys that are in the rotation that Frost or who, the defensive minds that make those decisions we're not even close to letting on the field. And Tony White now, in there with Rule is having all of those defensive guys believing, we're going to get mixed in, we're going to get opportunities. And look at a guy like Michael Bayer, I think is how you say his name, 42. He has been a shining star when he's gotten his name called. So I love to see those guys that are fringe guys with not a ton of confidence get in there and make something happen and do the most with their opportunities.
Yeah, and the one thing that Brandon and I kind of hit on Monday is there weren't any like 50, 60, 70-yard plays that we let up against us, which is different than what we've kind of been dealing with in the past few years with these good teams. They come out and just hit these long passes or long plays. So that was nice to see. Yeah, we did get kind of beat down, like, 1,009 or 1,000 paper cuts, whatever. But it was nice to see that we kept everything mostly in front of us. So that's a good sign. Like we're doing they are doing their jobs well enough to not get just
There weren't
shit.
too many busted coverages. There were a few, obviously, where things popped, but it feels like we're turning over a new leaf.
Yeah, and it's hard to say after this week when we get blown out to say that they're getting better every week, but they are. Like they look good. They look better than they did the week before. Granted, they didn't play that way, but they look better in like the fundamental side. So there's nothing but like upside for me, at least. Like it just, again, I'm a hopeless romantic, if you will, on loving Nebraska. Like I just always try to see the good side of everything. And I mean, on the way down there, I was like, oh, we're gonna win this damn game. And then I heard Haarberg was going to start, so that kind of took a turn for the worse. But
what you didn't hear is a bunch of boos, like Jeff Sims had been announced a starter.
Oh, because he's white. Yeah, he's white, just like you like.
I mean, it's not just me. You wouldn't have heard me, but you would have heard the other 87,000 folks there. But it is what it is. But I mean, two compliments Tyler's analysis there. I am absolutely on the same page. It feels like in the past, like it's been Nebraska beating Nebraska, where it felt like, yeah, Michigan's a better football team than us. They're bigger, they're faster, they're stronger. They're gonna do whatever they want against us. But it's not that we're gonna hand them anything.
Yeah,
and as easy as it looked for them, I'm very happy with.
Other than
Especially
that,
those first couple of drives.
Other than that Haarberg, turnover, we looked pretty good.
And I do think that's not. I went in going into that game. You can check the tape from last week. I said you can't turn the ball over, and he does it the second play of the game. And he kept trying to break the fingertips of these defensive linemen. I don't understand that.
Yeah,
and that is a genuine. That's a real concern for me.
It's tough for me to say we looked good at all when you get beat 45-7.
I know.
Obviously, there were some good signs toward the end. The first half, Gifford getting the ball pinned on his helmet, getting mossed like that is a tough look.
But he was right there still.
McCarthy,
he was in
scrambling a 30-yard run. There were some concerning things with our first team defense, obviously with a top end team like Michigan. But towards the end, when they, obviously garbage time, we did settle in. There were some bright spots, and with a game like that, you have to look for the positives in a whole big negative heap.
Absolutely. And I have some other positives if you're ready for them.
Let's hear them.
Unless Tyler wants to keep talking about how shitty everything is.
He's a miserable son of a gun.
Couldn't even take it. But we all had winning weeks here as far as our pick'em goes. Shout out to Luke, doing better than all of us. He called the shot. He came in. He said, "I'm going to dominate this. I'm going to go 10-0. I'm going to go 9-1." And if it weren't for the Horned Frogs, he would have had a perfect week. So shout out to Luke.
Congrats to Luke for being on the side of Vegas, really going out on a limb, taking the double-digit favorites there.
Yeah, it worked out.
Good for him.
It worked out well for him.
Impressive that he called a shot. He did. He said it. He did it. He executed.
Let's see. As far as my big misses go, yeah, I guess South Carolina stinks. LSU
Kansas.
stinks.
Fuck that. Oh. Jalen Daniels getting scratched 5 minutes before kickoff, and then Kansas's backup quarterback only being able to complete 4 passes. Their backup quarterback played just about as bad as he could have played, and Kansas was down 6 points with like 5 minutes left in the third. And their defense just gassed out. That's all it was. Texas should not have won that game.
I'm not too far away from me here, but a clean slate going on for us this week. We'll just get rid of this tab here. Don't mind me. But a clean slate here. Let me zoom out here so we can see the season records. Brooks still in with a 1-game lead over myself, a couple of games up on Tyler here, but still not even halfway through the season. Anybody's race here. Those are some pretty good records. First of all, here, fellas, what kind of games are you looking forward to the most here on the slate? Of course, not Oregon and Washington, like I thought for some reason what was going to happen this weekend, but still lots of good ones coming up.
I think the LSU Missouri game is going to be really good. Yeah. They're already kind of calling their shots on Twitter, like him coming back to Missouri. I think that game is going to be really fun to watch. And then also the Red River rivalry.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If Tyler would shut his big fucking mouth.
Sure. Go on then.
Conhusker connection after dark. It gets messy.
I'm still standing 10 toes down on. I don't think Texas is a CFP team. Like we're anointing them for beating down Bama. My problem is that Oklahoma hasn't played anyone either, and I don't know if they're on Texas's level. I don't know if Texas will get a game from anyone on their schedule that is really, truly a good team. So we might – I believe in Oklahoma, foreshadowing a little bit, but I don't think Texas is that good. I'm going to stand 10 toes down on that all year.
Texas and Florida State would be the most semifinal of all time.
Florida State would win that game by 3 touchdowns. I hope that happens. I'm begging.
You're a fucking joke, dude. You don't know shit about ball.
Well, our records there at the bottom say otherwise. Last place. Yeah, you son of a
gun. You're a silly goose.
I think Oklahoma, Texas is going to be a great game. A game I don't think is going to be very fun to watch unless you're a real college football sicko. Top of the slate, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. Both teams coming off a bye, so Will Howard, another opportunity to get healthy. Oklahoma State, hopefully an opportunity to figure out what the hell they want to do at quarterback. But give me the proven guy. Give me the defending Big 12 champs, Kansas State here by a trillion.
Emar, baby.
Let's go. Tyler, what do you think?
I agree. Kansas State.
All right, let's go. And then the big one, Oklahoma, Texas. Obviously 49-0 last year, Texas routing them. Also didn't have Dylan Gabriel. They also had a real shitty showing against TCU the week before. Also breaking in a new head coach. That's not nothing. I think all of that, I think that they're dialed in. I think just like Nebraska, they're pissed off and they're going to kick the shit out of Texas. Boomer Sooner.
Really? That's what you hit the nail on the head. I don't think Texas is that good. I think they've benefited from playing some Kansas's quarterback getting scratched. If Dylan Gabriel plays this whole game, even 50% of what he's capable of playing, I think they beat Texas.
Give me Texas by 35.
Jesus.
I mean, I'll take those points.
If you're offering them, I'll take the 35.
Yeah. I bet you would.
I don't need them, but I'll take them.
LSU and Missouri. LSU is 6.5-point favorite here. I like to think I have a good imagination, but I just can't picture a bigger number by the Missouri logo than the LSU logo. Are they a better team? I don't know, maybe, but I can't imagine. I can't picture it right now. Give me the Tigers.
Which Tigers?
I was gonna
Give
say
me
they're both Tigers, big
you
fella.
got me there. Yeah, give me a LSU.
Yeah, give me the Tigers too.
Yeah.
Man, I'm really on the fence about this one.
I am too.
After
I'm
watching
really torn.
LSU give up 55 to Ole Miss and watch them try to tackle human beings, there's just I can't in good conscience pick Louisiana State University. So give me the Missouri Tigers.
I mean, that's a classic SEC defensive showdown you're talking about there.
Oh my god, dude. No one could buy a stop there.
I'm actually very torn with this game, and I really don't know which way to go. Give me LSU by a point, maybe. I mean, I don't feel good about this game at all.
Coming up next, we have Wazoo and UCLA. UCLA still kind of fighting for their lives out there. But Washington State, they've cruised so far. I think they're up to 12 in the rankings. Even got a couple of votes on our rankings, so outstanding stuff from them so far. In Los Angeles, how do you boys feel about this one?
You already know where I'm going.
This is a real weird one because our friends out in the desert think UCLA is going to win this game. But
Dummies.
Cam Ward is him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can go against him. Give me Cam Ward.
Let's go, Brooke.
Yes,
one of the
sir.
only things that we've agreed on this year is Washington State being a fucking wagon. And here we go.
Yeah, you know what? I was kind of leaning UCLA here, but yeah, Cam Ward's a different beast. And I think it's another opportunity for him to shit on another Pac-12 team.
And I hate that we only talk about Cam Ward because that whole team is just really, really solid.
The
whole team is so solid.
You're right, but I also think UCLA is really solid. But the difference here is absolutely Cam Ward to me.
UCLA is
but
just young. They're a young team. Their quarterback is a freshman, I believe. Maybe redshirt freshman. Is he a true freshman?
True freshman.
Okay. Yeah. But I do really think that UCLA is a decent team. They're going to come in their own, but Washington State is a wagon right now. They're just rolling through people.
Pause. Tyler hit the nail on the head. UCLA is young. This is going to be a team in a year or two that we might be talking about going to the CFP.
Yeah, real Big Ten matchup there.
Yeah.
Up next, this is a game I called, and it felt pretty bold at the beginning of the year. I said Texas A&M was going to beat Alabama here. Alabama looks worse than I thought that they would. Granted, Texas A&M also got blown out by Miami, so they kind of both feel bad to me. So with all that evening out, I'm going to stick with my initial A&M prediction. We're doubling down.
I have never been so confident in something in my whole life. I feel it in my bones. Texas A&M, and it's not fucking close.
Let's go.
Really? I'm going with Alabama here, just on the coaching aspect. Nick Saban, the best coach to ever coach college football. Shout out Tom Osborne, but I'm going with Alabama here.
Yeah, it's not as surprising one. I think College Station is a tough place to play, and that's kind of the difference here for me. I feel, well, granted, I also did the same thing when Texas went to Tuscaloosa. Nick Saban's not going to lose at Tuscaloosa against this team, and they fucking did. So we'll see.
I also want it to be known that I have not watched a single second of Texas A&M football. So
they did some surprising good quarterback play.
What they did to Arkansas's O-line last weekend should be criminal. I mean, they ragdolled them.
And I also want to mention this now as well. The Utah quarterback, the third string, absolute fucking butt cheeks. So this could come back to bite me, but I'm going with Nick Saban, and I know what he does.
Would you rather have that Utah quarterback or Heinrich Haarberg?
Give me Utah's quarterback all day.
Fuck off. Fuck all the way off.
You know what they say, Tyler? You don't get rich betting against Nick Saban.
That's right. That's damn right.
And
But this is the exception to that rule. So
another one, Syracuse, North Carolina. Another one where Syracuse is undefeated, or maybe just one loss. I forgot whether they're at, but
they lost. They got shit pumped by Clemson last weekend.
Oh,
Yes,
that's
they
right.
did.
That real ACC power game right there. I have no reason to think that Syracuse is nothing more than a paper tiger. Also, Nick Wright's alma mater, so I hope they get beat by 1,000,000 and that he cries like a little bald baby.
Nick Wright's bald.
Sometimes.
He might be. I don't know. Well, sometimes. Give me North Carolina. I mean, I've been riding with Drake May all year. I love what Mac Brown's doing with that team. The defense is pretty stout when they want to be. Give me North Carolina.
I really wanted to be all in on Syracuse this year, but after watching them lay that clunker against a not very good Clemson team, North Carolina by 1,000,000.
Let's go. This does feel like kind of a dumb game for North Carolina to lose. Like kind of like how they almost lost to App State. This kind of just feels like a spot for that, but I mean not enough to where I would bet against them by any means.
No.
Georgia, they've looked not dominant the last couple of weeks. Interesting game against South Carolina a few weeks ago, and then got kind of pushed around a little bit last week. Does Kentucky have any chance in Athens?
I don't think so. In my mind, Kentucky is probably a team that could jump up and get them, but I just think Georgia's too good.
Until they lose, I'm going to bet Georgia every single day of the week.
I also just picked Georgia.
Yeah, I'm losing my mind here.
No, put in Kentucky. Come on.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I mean, even though I think Kentucky has a better quarterback than they had last year, I don't even know where that guy is these days. Glad an NFL team didn't take a chance on him. But yeah, Georgia by 1,000,000. I don't think they're going to slip up that bad, especially at home. Primetime game, not happening. Reminds me a lot of that Tennessee game last year where it had a little bit of hype going in. Like, oh, could Tennessee jump up and grab them? And then Georgia blows their doors off. So feels like that to me. Up next, Notre Dame and Louisville. Notre Dame not looking great the last couple of weeks. Is this a bounce back game for the Irish?
Louisville.
Well, whoa. Notre Dame looked pretty good against Duke. Which also was
I'm
a
on
good
the opposite. I think if their quarterback doesn't get hurt, I think Duke that outcome would have been a little bit different.
Leonard got hurt last week?
Yeah, towards the end, he
shit. I did not
hurt
know
his
that.
ankle pretty bad, but
that does kind of sway me a little bit, but I do think that Notre Dame still has the juice in them.
I think this is going to be a rocking crowd in Louisville. I think this is a game that gets away from Notre Dame. And Jack Plummer can sling it if he can stay away from the dumb turnovers. I believe they can win this game outright, but
I would also say
I don't see a world in which Notre Dame wins this by double digits.
I would say that Notre Dame is playing for their season from here on out. I think Notre Dame wins this game.
And that's the difference for me is that I think Notre Dame came into the season with CFP aspirations, and especially without a conference championship game, I think they got to be dialed in on a whole nother level. And I think they pick up a solid win here against Louisville.
But I agree with you guys. I agree with what you're saying, but they just haven't been. They should have beat Ohio State. And I feel like in my mind, if they would have etched that one out, I'd be a little bit more confident in them. But they couldn't even get lined up right on the most important play against Ohio State. Yeah. They played even with Duke, and they ended up winning. At some point, they're going to get snake bitten. And I
don't disagree with you. Yeah, I don't feel good about
this one.
But I think this is like from here on out, I would ride or die for Notre Dame here. They need every single game from here on out to get into the playoff. And I think that was just kind of an oversight. And what's his name? Marcus Freeman? Is that their head coach, right?
Yeah.
he has talked about ways to prevent that from happening again, from only having 10 guys out there. And I don't think that that's going to happen again. I mean, it's better to have that happen early than have it happen late. I think Notre Dame is just a really good team. I don't see them losing to Louisville because Brooke and I have watched quite a few Louisville games here at my place. They don't look great all the time. They do show some flashes. I just don't think it's enough to beat Notre Dame. I don't.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We will see.
Another SEC defensive battle. Ole Miss only giving up 700 yards of offense and 52 points last week. Arkansas coming in. I mean, Sam Pittman's kind of coaching for his job at this point, getting embarrassed by Texas A&M last week. Bullied up and down the field. Does Ole Miss kind of come back to earth, or do they keep humming?
This is a weird hangover spot in my mind. I'm gonna take Ole Miss, but it really would not shock me if Arkansas won this game.
I was gonna say the exact same thing. Ole Miss right now is favored 11.5. I would pick Arkansas to cover. Man, I want to pick Ole Miss or Arkansas to win, but I think Ole Miss squeaks it out in a really, really close one against Arkansas.
Too funny.
Real quick, because we've had disagreements on this topic before. Do you guys have any issues about Ole Miss storming the field last week?
I mean, if we're going to storm the field for Colorado State, I have absolutely no issue for beating LSU, which is a team ranked ahead of you. So,
correct.
All right. I also
yeah, you fucking Colorado fucking asshole.
Had any issue with that? Woo pig suey. Give me Arkansas. I think
there we go.
I love that. I wish I had big enough balls to take Arkansas here. I really do think that they have a very good chance of winning this game. It just because Lane Kiffin always seems to like mess up once or twice during the season. I think this is the game that he does mess up, but it's hard not to take the 11.5 point favor here.
You're absolutely right, and I really like what Ole Miss has been doing this year. And I feel like every year under Lane Kiffin, they've gotten better and better, and I think this year's no exception. But
you look crazy right now, by the
way. Me?
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't realize that was popping up. Oh man, you know what? It's
been a long day.
It's been a day. Yeah. Give me Sam Pittman. He's winning this game. He's going to win Coach of the Year. They're going to extend for another $100 million contract.
Brandon's been in the fucking lab
just
cooking some shit.
But yeah, this just feels like a dumb one for Ole Miss to lose, and that's what I'm banking on more than anything. And it
confirmed. Confirmed. Tyler Sprinkle has little balls.
Whoa.
You said it. I just confirming
between me and you, dude. Okay. Jesus.
And now the big one, Nebraska and Illinois. I've said this a handful of times. I think Nebraska's gonna kick the shit out of Illinois. There's no scenario in my imagination where Nebraska doesn't win this game.
Inject that Will Compton speech before the Michigan game into my fucking veins. Give me the fucking Huskers.
No way they're dropping a game like this after losing to Michigan like that. They're dialed in. They're mean. They're mad.
Don't do it, you prick.
I don't. No, do it. I fucking dare you.
I hope you pick Illinois. I fucking do.
So, I know Haarberg's going to start. That's some little inside information for you guys.
How do you know that?
Oh, shocker. The team starts the better quarterback.
Give me fucking Illinois. Fuck you, Brandon.
That's crazy.
All right.
That's crazy.
All right.
Brandon is single-handedly turning me into a Nebraska hater.
So what's the score going to be here, fellas?
24-7 Illinois.
You had me. I think 24-7 is a fine score. Now, the real issue I have
Give me
with
Nebraska, dude.
24-7.
God damn it. Give me fucking
Let's go.
Nebraska.
There he is.
You're such a piece of shit, dude.
My issue with 24-7 Nebraska, that means that we would have had to have made a field goal, which I don't know if it's in the cards.
We absolutely.
Give me Illinois again. Fuck you, Brandon. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay.
All right. I thought about this one deeply. 21-20 Nebraska.
Ooh, I'm good with that. Sprinkle, do you have any additions to that?
I think we make about 7 field goals this game.
That's how we get to 21 is 7 field goals.
Yeah.
If that happens, I'll jump off the South Omaha Bridge.
I'll do it with you, dude. Let's do it.
Yeah, me too. 7 field goals. Sign me up for that. I'll be so juiced that we have a kicker. Yeah, sign me up for that.
I think it's going to be a way low scoring game. I'm thinking more like 13-10.
I was gonna say originally 14-13, but give me fuck.
I don't hate 21-20. I really don't. I think it's going to be a really close game. Brandon's sitting here talking like we're way better than Illinois, and we're not in terms of like talent wise. It's really going to come down to their quarterback play, which has been very subpar this whole year. If he turns it over like he did against Penn State, we'll probably still win by like 3 points.
Let me just paint you guys a picture here. We're down 20-14 with 3 minutes left. Jeff Sims just right down their stupid fucking face. Down the field.
I'm gonna come. Keep talking. I'm gonna come.
Just rips a deep shot to Marcus Washington in the end zone with 30 seconds left.
Oh my god.
Probably not that, but a guy can dream.
Well, yeah. and you know what'll happen if that does? I'll come on here and I'll be like, I was right. Jeff Sims is the better quarterback when he's humming.
No, if Jeff Sims wins this game, you were wrong. You can't.
I'm gonna burn your fucking house down, Brandon.
Have you not been paying attention this whole time?
He's been playing both sides. Fuck you, Brandon.
If good Jeff Sims is better than good Heinrich Haarberg, bad Jeff Sims is worse than good Heinrich Haarberg.
You're a fair weather fan.
You're giving me an ulcer, and I hate it.
I made a whole video about how the brightest timeline is Jeff Sims.
Yeah, but all you talk about is a white guy. You never talk about the black fella.
I haven't made any videos on Heinrich Haarberg.
That's a good motherfucker.
Anyways, I think 24 to or 21-20 is a very fine score. I don't have any issues with that. We got it.
You, Brandon.
Fuck you, Tyler.
Whoa.
I love the hostility tonight.
I mean, it's
been a heater. This is definitely a heater of an episode. If you're going to listen to any, this is the one to listen to.
Outstanding stuff. Well, perfect, fellas. Any other spices that you like to throw out there before we wrap up?
Let's go, Jeff Sims. Let's go.
Hey, I'm supportive of whoever's our quarterback is. I'm not a fair weather
as long as
fan
you're white,
rooting for my guy.
Are you kidding me?
I would love Jeff Sims comes
whatever,
in
dude.
Dices up Illinois. I'd be so juiced.
Whatever. I don't believe you.
Because I'm a team guy. I don't believe
you. I don't believe you. But I still love both of you guys.
Red till dead, baby.
Go big red, baby.